Hey y'all, welcome to my garden. Today is April 26th, 2015, and I'm going to be doing my second garden update. First you got the banana. It's put out a leaf and a half since last time you saw it. It's probably about 4 feet long by a foot and a half or so. This pup is doing really good. It's putting out new leaves, hopefully growing a lot. Got some lantana, and yeah, all these look pretty much the same since last time. Got my little Christmas tree. Next are the determinate tomatoes. Yet again, I do not know the varieties, so but they are producing pretty good. I haven't gotten any off of these so far, but there are some big ones that are hopefully starting to turn red. There's 11 of those. I'm thinking of, right now these are about 3.5, 4 foot tall, so I'm thinking of just chopping them off and keeping them that height. And would they bush out more? I do not know. So I'm going to experiment about that. Next you got the black cherry tomatoes. 2 of the 4 on my experiment that I'm doing to see if they grow better in sun or in shade. So far, in shade, they do better with not wilting. I've noticed the black cherries are really prone to wilting. Like, if it's like 85 or so, the entire top thing starts tipping over and just turns like completely black. It perks back up after a little while, but I don't think that's very healthy for it, so I figured out, yeah. So I'm going to keep them more of a bush, I think, next year. In the shade, they definitely do better as a bush. There's a couple clusters on the bush, but not really as many. I just feel like it's been doing better overall. Next I got my mint. I got all the apple mint, pineapple mint, spearmint, berries and cream mint, colonial mint, and orange mint. Yeah. And then I got some oregano back over there and some sage. I got some pineapple sage, rosemary, basil. The grape is starting to twist its way around the twine, which I did not train it to do that. Like, I didn't even put it close to this. It just started all by itself, which is nice. I'm thinking of letting these grow up about a foot and then running them across another line. I'm not too sure if that'll work good though, so yeah. Next I got, after a whole bunch of mess, I have the jalapeno peppers. They're starting to grow a little bit, not really. Those definitely do better in full sun, and this is almost full shade right over here. So I put my strawberries over here because I've noticed that they tend to wilt really easily in the heat. So I put them, they get morning sun from probably about 8 to like 11, and then they get it in the afternoon for like 3 or 4 hours whenever the sun starts going down. But I got 15 right here. There's a bunch of different varieties. Yeah. So I'm gonna hopefully let this fill out, like this entire bed, and have this my strawberry patch, and hopefully it'll give me some strawberries. Next we got the banana peppers. Those are doing good. I've found a couple of tomato hornworms on them and the tomatoes, especially in this area. I don't really know why. I would prefer the shade where there's not as many plants rather than the sun where there is a forest of tomatoes, but so these are doing good. I have not gotten any peppers. They're still flowering a little bit, but it's getting too hot to where they're just dropping off. I got these 2 cherry tomatoes. I moved the one that was here and I put it way over there, behind there, so yeah. This is where I found one of the 3 tomato hornworms over here. I found one on that pepper. I was eating it. Found one right over there, and forgot where the other one was. I think it was over by on that side by the strawberries. Okay, next I got the marigolds. Those are doing good. And then the row of banana peppers that are doing pretty good. I staked up the one over there that was tipping over. That one's actually producing more than all of them though, since it was tipped over, which is kind of weird. But the cucumbers, I forgot what I planted, and these are Armenian cucumbers. They're supposed to do a whole lot better in the heat, which I have not noticed any female flower buds on them yet, so I don't think I'm going to get any of those until like fall time. But this is what I'm proud of. This sucker's gotten big in the past week. It's probably about an inch thick, and I'd say 4 inches long. It's doing really good. Cannot wait to eat it in a salad or just pick it off and eat it out here. These are two of my tomatoes. I forgot what varieties they are. They're bush determinate varieties, and beefsteak. They've got a couple little clusters. Like there's one right there, and that's got 3 in it. I don't know if you can see the third one back there. Next, I got this one, and this one's producing a whole lot more. It's got 9 of them right over there. They aren't nearly as big, but there's a whole lot of them. So, there's banana pepper, and then we got the tomato forest, and back here that's the cherry one that I transplanted. It's finally starting to perk back up. This is my husk tomato right over here. I've only gotten a couple off there. There's some that are starting to turn red, so those are way at the bottom though, and hard to find and hard to get an iPad in there. I got the grape Tamji tomatoes, and these are producing a whole lot. I got a cluster over there, some over there, and these are getting like nice size too. I've gotten one little cluster off of them so far, and that little one right there. But yeah, this is the other two to the whether they do better in shade or sun. The black cherries, here you can start to see on here, they just wilt like crazy in the sun. Like it's not even that bad out now. It's probably 80, but they're wilting. So, but I've noticed I had to cut them off actually on the bush tomato, since they were growing, and then they'd wilt like crazy, and they just looked like they were about dead, so I just cut them off. So overall, in heat tolerance, I'd say the bush is probably better, because it shades out the fruit and everything too, but for productivity, the on a steak works better. Like I'd say, there's this one right over there. It's getting big, that cluster. Next I got yellow pears that are, I had to cut them off because they were growing out to probably about like here or so like 1.5 feet past the barrier that I put. So I had to cut those off, but I'm fine with that. So they'll just bush out and cover out this whole area. There's kind of a couple little bald spots in there, so hopefully it'll just take over in there now. I've been starting to see more little hatches down in there. Like there's a little cluster of them. That's yellow pear. Then we go over to the sun golds. These suckers are getting tall. They're probably 5 foot now, and still flowering like crazy. Like I cannot believe how much these flower. I think they are dropping a couple, which I'm fine with for how many they're producing, but yeah, I'd still rather them not drop off. But oh well. Next would be the black creme. This is a really cool looking flower. They just have a whole lot more petioles than normal ones. And banana peppers underneath them, they